In this video, we're going to unbox, set up, and perform our very first cut with the brand new Silhouette CAMEO PRO MK-II. All right, so this box is pretty huge. I'm excited to get this open. Let's do it. We're going to open these tabs right here. Now here we have the QR code for the Silhouette Design Store. Of course, you could just go there, silhouettedesign.store.com. Definitely recommend you check that out. Really beautiful box. Silhouette always knocks it out of the park with that. silhouetteamerica.com/setup. That's what we're going to be following to go through the setup steps for this machine. Let's open this up and let's see what we have here. This, I believe, contains our roller. Let's see if we can pull this out. Oh, here we go. It's taped in. Yes, this is going to be a holder. We're going to set that aside. Kind of like taking everything out at once. And this might be for the back. No, we're about to find out, but that's pretty cool. There's some other stuff in here. We got our power supply. Very nice. And then, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure what this is, but I'm positive that we're about to find out together. Okay, that's it. We're going to set that aside. And here, I love it. Big cutter, big projects. This is our massive cutting mat. I believe this is a 24 square. Yeah, 24-inch cutting mat. This is huge. Very, extremely useful. Let's set this to the side. And here we go. Here's our cutter. Now, you might be tempted to grab it from the foam. I'm probably going to try to grab it from right here. That's easier. I'm going to set the box to the side now, and I'm going to turn this around to show you. Carefully removing the styrofoam on either side. Now, really quick, one thing I do want to note, you'll notice there was no USB cord in the box, and that's because this connects via Bluetooth. However, if you have your own USB cord, you're welcome to hardwire it to your computer. Okay, let's do this. You'll notice all this blue tape. This kind of just holds everything together while it's in transit. That little piece, don't miss that. You're going to carefully remove this one. Let's get rid of this packaging material right here. Oh, nice. Okay, make sure you move this over a little bit because there's some more tape in here. Okay, that should be all the tape. Support crossbar right here. Now pay attention to this big one. This is going to be an additional media support, but inside is where we're going to find our blade and other accessories. Got some paperwork here. This is also where we have our blade, pen adapter, and tool adjuster. So we're going to plug it in, and then we're going to hold the power button for about 2 seconds or until you hear the machine power on. All right, let me show you how to load your blade into the carriage on your CAMEO 5 Pro MK-II. So first, you're going to make sure that this tab is pulled out. All right, in and out. We're going to go ahead and insert our blade with the flat part and the smart sensor facing the machine. Going to make sure it's all the way down, and you might have to hold this up so it can be seated all the way you want that flush with the base. And then we're going to snap that back in. It should snap in with ease. If you find that you have to force it to snap shut, then you probably don't have the blade seated all the way down. Should be able to snap it with relative ease. Now there's also a really nifty little hidden compartment right here. If you have extra blades, these will fit perfectly right there. You can hold your extra blade there, so you always have a backup on standby. But what you can also do is it comes with a pen adapter. Right, you could hide that there, and your adjustment tool. Those will both actually fit there, as well if that's what you want to keep there. The Cameo Pro Mark-II uses the same roller system that's found on the other Cameo 5 series. This makes changing your sizes really easy. You just lift that tab, and now your roller slides side to side with ease. Now, as you move this to the left and right, you're going to feel some little tabs. These indicate common media sizes. However, there are also textured areas along the roller bar. As long as the wheel is directly and completely over one of those areas, it's going to roll your media just fine. And it's so easy to adjust different sizes. You just lift it, drag it, and then once that tab is down, it's locked in. It's not going anywhere. Super easy to adjust. Then we have our 5 independent rollers. These are meant to hold down your media while they're being fed through the main 2 rollers. They slide, you can go wherever you want, and you could take them on and off with ease. There's a little tab right here. Just press that tab, lift it off, and then when you're ready to put it back, hold that tab, it'll snap right back into place. These are great. You could place them wherever you want along the roller bar, again, to help hold your media down while it's being fed in and out of the machine. So let me show you how to install the media supports. It's extremely easy. You're just going to carefully line this up right here with that groove. Lift the machine slightly, put that in there, and that's ready to go. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm going to line this up with the furthest groove on the right. Going to carefully lift my machine, drop that on, and we are good to go. Alrighty, now the last part is to install the crossbar, which really just slides in. Very simple. And this is our preliminary setup for our media support. Now we can set this up for rolled media or our cutting mat. I'm going to show you how to use the cutting mat first. And this is a cutting mat support. And again, we're going to lift carefully. That's going to drop in. I will have to move that out of the way for a quick second. Slide it back in. Everything's just very easy. And usually you want this centered. Now, if you're using a smaller cutting mat, of course, we would just slide this over and then have it, centered under your cutting mat. If you're using the big cutting mat, you probably want this under the center of your machine. And what this does is it supports the cutting mat as it's exiting your machine so it doesn't buckle, which is very important to make sure everything is cut nice and proper. However, for our first cut, we're going to use rolled media. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. And then I'm going to put this end piece for the roller in the groove. Making sure everything's where it's supposed to be. There it is. Get everything in there. And now I can put this back in place. And now this end roller I can slide all the way to the end if I want to. And this is going to match the maximum roll width that we could use on our Cameo Pro Mark-II. All right, so to get started with our setup, we're going to go to silhouetteamerica.com/setup. We do recommend registering your new machine, but if you want to skip ahead, on the right-hand side, you can see all machines, and we're going to click on this one, which is the Cameo Pro Mark-II. Now, at the bottom of the page, you can click on where it says Next Step, or at the top, you can skip straight ahead to download and install software. Now, in this video, we're going to be showing you the Windows download, so I'm going to go ahead and click Windows 64-bit. It's going to open up, then it's going to start my download. I'm going to go ahead and click Save here. Okay, once your download is complete, you're going to go ahead and find it, double-click it to start the install wizard or the studio setup wizard. We're going to click next, next, and install. You want to click yes to agree. Okay, and once this is done, we're going to go ahead and leave that box checked because we do want to launch Silhouette Studio, and we're going to click finish. Now, this is Silhouette Studio 5. The really cool thing about this program is that it now has a home page. You can see there's like an artist spotlight, lots of cool inspiration files. If you want a little bit of help when starting off, you can activate starter mode, and that's just going to highlight certain things in the design program. Of course, you could leave that off as well. When you go to design, this is the typical screen that you're probably used to if you're a Silhouette user. In the past, this is a screen you're probably used to. We're going to go ahead and set up our page here. Now, it is automatically detecting my Cameo Pro Mark-II. And I have everything else set up here. I'm using a big roll of vinyl, so I have it set to 24 inches wide. I have it set to 30 inches long. You can adjust that however you want. And I already have a graphic that's ready to rock and roll. It's the Heat Press Nation logo, and it's massive. It's 22.9 inches wide, 11.75 inches tall. That's pretty big. And just, if I wanted to, I could rotate it sideways. And if we went this way, we could get it to be absolutely massive. If we wanted to go this way, it's now 44 inches wide by 22 tall. We're not going to do that. I'm just kind of showing you what you can do with your Cameo Pro Mark-II. But anyways, this file is ready to go. We're going to go ahead and send it. As you can see, it's already detected my brand new cutter. And we're going to use the vinyl glossy preset. There's tons of different presets in here that not only can you choose, you can also modify. For example, we could modify the speed all the way up to 30. We're going to leave it at the default for this video. But of course, feel free to mess with the settings and modify those as necessary. But as for me, I'm ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and click send. It's going to give me a warning, just letting me know that the built-in roll feeder is recommended. I don't really care for that, so I'm going to uncheck that. Thank you for the warning, Silhouette. And now it's just making sure that everything is set up. It's making sure that I load my Cameo. So let me go ahead and go over there and load the material. I have a really big 24-inch wide roll of adhesive decal vinyl. Now we're going to place it inside on the roll holder, and I'm going to carefully move the roll holder right to where it's up against the edge. You want to make sure that your media is able to roll freely. So if this is too tight and it's giving it like friction and resistance, that's not going to work. Scoot it back out just a hair. Again, it has to roll freely. Now you'll notice that we've moved our right media roller to line up just on the inside edge of our media. And then we've spaced out the interior rollers evenly so that way they could hold the media down while it's going in and out of our machine. So now what we're going to do, going to carefully pull this out and feed it into our machine. Now sometimes it does want to curl, so you could just, little tip, you can just kind of with your thumb bend it back a little bit. You're going to feed that in there. You want to make sure that your media is touching both rollers. Hold it in place with one hand, press up on the other hand, and then what I like to do is give it a little bit of a pre-feed. So I'm going to hold this button down, actually means up. It's going to go through, and I'm just looking at it to make sure that it's loaded nice and straight, that it's not skewing. And this actually looks pretty perfect first try. So I'm going to pull it back out now to the starting point. Now it's ready to start cutting. Of course, let me just wind that back up here. And we're ready to rock and roll. So now that that's ready to go, we double checked everything. We have our auto blade loaded. I'm going to click send, and let's head on over to our vinyl cutter. So now we're going to feed this out all the way till it's cleared our machine. Now, once it has, we can use this really nifty built-in slicer. We're gonna lower these two tabs. Those are gonna hold the media in place. Then we're gonna get the slicer and we're gonna draw it across from side to side like this. And it's that easy. We could leave that there. Don't forget to pull the tabs up so the media holder is out of the way for your next cut. Okay, check that out. That cut beautifully. This is actually pretty gigantic. It measures just about right, almost 2 feet wide. This is huge. And, of course, this is something that was handled with ease on my brand new Cameo Pro Mark-II. And what's cool about this, if I had to cut a bunch of these, I could easily cut it on my larger roll of media, saving money, saving time. This is amazing. And there you have it. That was actually a breeze thanks to Silhouette's easy-to-use software and incredible brand new Cameo Pro Mark-II. For more information or to order your very own, you can head on over to heatpressnation.com for our full selection of Silhouette products and other heat transfer equipment and supplies.